Welcome back to Go With Us, and this is everything you really need to know this week in Pokemon Go, running from the 20th of July all the way until the 27th. We have a big week ahead. Let's get straight into our calendar now. But before we touch on anything, remember on Monday is going to be the last day of that Pikachu celebration event. We know that most of these Pikachus have now been released, but for the third part of the celebration, there is going to be more Pikachus released in the wild. As we know already, when it comes to field research, these certain tasks will be rewarding you costume Pikachu. For example, some of the latest research tasks is that you can catch 10 Pikachu for some of Dawn's hat, Ethan's hat, Lucas's hat, so on and so forth. Catch 15 Pikachu will be for a certain special Pikachu like the Gracidia Pikachu or the Meloetta Hat Pikachu. You can also win 3 raids for the World Champs Pikachu with a varsity jacket. Please also consider as well, Monday is going to be your last day to transfer all of those legendary Pokemon and any other Pokemon you got during GoFest. You need to be doing this, especially if you did buy the Go Pass Deluxe, which is going to be granting you 3 times transfer candy. And if we all reach Tier 1 and Tier 2 on the Go Pass by the Monday, which of course most of us would have, you're going to be getting 2 times transfer candy and more chance of XL candy when transferring those Pokemon as well. A last reminder as well to get to the end of that Go Pass, because you will be able to get an encounter with a Popstar Pikachu as well as Rockstar Pikachu. Both of those can be shiny. One more last thing you have to remember, it is going to be your last day at 2 times catch Stardust. If you did have the deluxe version, it's 3 times catch Stardust. Make sure to take advantages, popping those star pieces. At 3 times catch Stardust, you are going to be getting 450 Stardust per catch. Back to our calendar again, remember every Monday morning at 9 a.m. you will get access to your Adventure Sync rewards. If you walk 25 kilometers or 50 kilometers as well, you will get access to a 5 kilometer as well as a 10 kilometer egg if you did walk over 50 kilometers, but you need to have 2 egg slots open. I actually got this last week. As you can see on screen right now, here are the pop-ups. These are going to be the following Pokemon hatching from that 5 kilometer Adventure Sync egg. We can see Budew, Chingling, Sableye, Tyrogue, and Happiny. And the 10 kilometer Adventure Sync egg, we can see Druddigon, Toxel, Bagon, Drampaw, and Gibble. Bagon's really good for Mega Salamence. Drampaw's really good for Mega Drampaw, which will be coming to the game at some point, but Gibble's definitely going to be your best pick here. If you manage to hatch a Hundo, that Mega Garchomp is one of the best dragon and ground type attackers in the game. Back to our calendar again, we cannot move past Monday without looking at our Max Monday, which is going to be featuring Dynamax Trubbish this week. Dynamax Trubbish can evolve into Dynamax Garbodor, but how good is Dynamax Garbodor in the game right now? Well, let's have a look at its base stats. It has a max CP of 2651, an attack value of 181, defense of 164, and a stamina of 190. I can already tell you this Pokemon is most likely going to be a miss. But before we move on, we have to look at its fast moves. It gets 2 fast moves, which is Infestation, a bug type move, as well as Takedown, a normal type move. The problem with both of these moves as well is that Garbodor would most likely be used as a tanking Pokemon if you ever needed to use it as a tank. Unfortunately, both of these moves are not half a second fast move, so it's not going to charge the Dynamax meter to its most optimum speed, and there are just going to be other better tanks in the game. The one big pull of this is that, remember, Trubbish is a permanently boosted Stardust Pokemon, granting you 750 Stardust per catch. So with that Go Pass bonus, because it is going to be falling before 8 p.m. that night from the Pikachu celebration event, every single one of these will be at 3 times catch Stardust, so you could get some decent Stardust gains. But to be honest, Garbodor as a D-Max attacker, not very good. In fact, as I go... Yeah. I'm sorry, Garbodor. He's just reminding you guys to subscribe, but he agrees with me. It's just, he's not that great as a Dynamax attacker. On top of the Stardust for Trubbish, the other big incentive is, remember, you get a guaranteed rare XL candy upon every single max battle that you complete during that Max Monday hour between 6 and 7 p.m. Please remember to do that. Rare XL candy is one of the rarest commodities in the game. Let's talk about our research breakthrough box. Remember, this will be happening for the entirety of the season. You need to get your 7th day stamp. Once you do, by completing field research tasks, you will get some premium items and some XP as a reward, but you will also get reward Pokemon. This season, they can be Dragonite, that 100% CP is going to be 1625. Axew's in there at 586. Honedge is in there at 595 CP for the Hundo. Jangmo-O is in there at 415 CP. Indeedee Male and Indeedee Female are both in there. Their CPs are slightly different at 1027 and 1047 respectively. We also have Cloth in there at 1030 CP for the Hundo. Cloth cannot be shiny. It will only be shiny probably a little bit later in the season. Back to our calendar again. Let's move on to Tuesday, and we actually have another secret event that's going to be going down, which is going to be Professor Willow's birthday research day. We only have 1 day to do this, and it's very important to cover this, and let me show you why. Professor Willow's assistant Pikachu will be making its debut in the game for the very first time. It can be shiny, and if you're lucky, lucky, you will get a team leader background, which is either Team Mystic, Valor, or Instinct. We're all going to get one-timed research on that day to get encounters with Professor Willow's assistant Pikachu that can be shiny as well. Remember that 100% ID is going to be 402 CP on every single field research task that is associated with Pikachu. But the other big thing they've announced is free Pokecoins that can be coming from field research. This is the first time we've ever seen this in Pokemon Go. Very important to try and play this day. You could get a very rare Pikachu, but also a whole lot of Pokecoins for absolutely free. Let's move into Tuesday. Again, like I said, it's a busy week, but before I get to any other event, let's talk about Showcase Tuesday. I actually did this last Tuesday and I managed to win 2 or 3 showcases. The reason why is that I entered these showcases in very quiet areas where there weren't a lot of trainers, so it was a much higher chance to win. But remember, you can enter up to 5 different showcases on that day. You can chip away at the Platinum Showcase medal, which requires you to win 100 showcases, but also if you do achieve that, you will get an encounter with PhD Pikachu, which is one of the rarest costume Pikachu in the game. Please remember to enter your showcases. But the main thing happening on Tuesday is going to be the start of the first Ultra Unlock event, which is going to be the 10th anniversary edition. Just like it was for Professor Willow's Research Day, every single Pokemon we can encounter can have a special background, which is from a team leader. It looks like they're breaking up this event into 3 different parts when it comes to the wild spawns and the bonuses. So for example, the Pokemon spawning from the 21st to the 23rd are going to be featuring the Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn starters: Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip. From July 23rd at 10 AM to July 25th at 10 AM is going to be Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, Snivy, Tepig, Oshawott, Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie. And the last part of the event is going to be featuring all the starters from Alola, Galar, and Paldea. That's going to be featuring Rowlet, Litten, Poplio, Grookey, Scorbunny, Sobble, Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley. If you do pop a lure during this event as well, it is going to be drawing some Steel and Dragon type Pokemon like Beldum, Gible, Dreepy, and more. So it's great to see all of the starters in the wild, but wait till I tell you what the bonuses are. The first part of this event, which is going to be featuring the Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn starters, is going to be 6 times catch XP. The second part of the event, which is going to be featuring the Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos starters, that's going to be featuring 8 times XP per catch. But the last 3 days of the event, which is going to be featuring Alola, Galar, and Paldea starters, it's going to be 10 times XP per catch. Guys, that is broken. Something we've never ever seen before in Pokemon Go, only at this last GoFest Global. They may have done it at GoFest in-person events, but I'm not aware of that. Just to put the math on screen here right now, I would strongly recommend popping a lucky egg for the duration of this week, to be honest, because at 10 times catch XP with a lucky egg running, with an active mega bonus and a first ball throw bonus, guys, you're going to be earning 23,500 XP per catch. That means you would only need to throw 100 excellent throws to get over 2 million XP. Don't sleep on this. This could honestly change your account. For this event specifically, we do have featured 1-star raids going down. We have Grimer wearing the party hat, including Pikachu wearing Willow's costume in 1-star raids. And 3-star raids, we can see Raticate wearing the party hat, Nidorino with the party hat, Gengar with the party hat, as well as Wobbuffet with the party hat. Gengar is probably your best pick there because of Mega Gengar, which is currently the best ghost type attacker in the game. This Pokemon will be able to Mega Evolve too. What we've actually done is we've already completed this video and we've highlighted everything you would really need to go after, all of the targets, how to really maximize those XP bonuses. I'm going to leave it above me right now and I will leave it as the end screen. Trust me, this is actually a huge week to take advantage of in Pokemon Go. We are going to get new avatar items added to the item shop heavily surrounding Professor Willow. We can see things like his lab coat, pants, gloves, shoes, backpack, and glasses. This is a pretty sick addition. We also have a masterwork research, which is going to be Glimmers of Gratitude. This is going to be bringing back shiny Shaymin at the end of this research. Remember, it will cost a total of $5 and it will not expire. You can complete this in your own time, but as we know, and if you didn't know with masterwork researches, they do take a lot of time anyway, so if you don't have the shiny Shaymin, this is probably a good time to go after it. Starting on Tuesday as well, we will have a new Go Pass that will go live at 10 AM. You can purchase the deluxe for a total of $5 as well, but if you just progress through the free track, you can get rewards such as the 10th anniversary tee, which is yellow. You can get a golden lure module, which is very sick for Gimmighoul coins. You can get a lot of items from a golden lure stop, and it can potentially spawn roaming Gimmighoul too. If you do upgrade to the Go Pass Deluxe, you will get a golden lure module, encounters with more starter Pokemon, and if we have a look at the bonuses at tier 1, which is going to be at rank 10, it's going to be 2 times candy for catching Pokemon. At tier 2, there's going to be an increased chance to receive XL candy when catching Pokemon, and if you do have the deluxe at tier 1, which is going to be at rank 10, it's going to be 3 times catch candy for catching Pokemon. Honestly speaking, this is probably the best XP event we've ever seen in Pokemon Go. Check out this video at the end of this video. Trust me, it's really going to help you. Let's get back to our calendar again, and let's let's move on to Wednesday, which is going to be the 22nd. This is actually going to be the day where we have to talk about our 5-star raid bosses happening during this week. Up until the 22nd, Kyogre will still be in raids. This is an excellent Pokemon for various reasons. Kyogre on its own is still the 7th best water type attacker in the game. Its shadow form is in the top 3, but the primal Kyogre is what you really want to go after, because in its primal form with Origin Pulse, it is the best water type attacker in the game. If we have a look at its base stats, they are off the chain. It's got one of the best TDOs in the game, it's one of the bulkiest Pokemon in the game, but it still hits tremendously hard. Getting a Hundo Kyogre should be an absolute priority. That 100% IV is going to be 2351 in non-weather boosted weather, but the weather boosted 100% IV is going to be 2939, and that's going to be in rainy weather only because of its water typing. But then replacing Kyogre on Wednesday at 10 AM, we are going to see the return of Solgaleo coming into 5-star raid battles. For the very first time in Pokemon GO, Solgaleo can be shiny, and have a look at the shiny on screen right now. Honestly, in a lot of people's opinions, it is one of the best shinies in the Pokemon universe. I think it is stunning, taking on that red. Absolutely incredible. But how good is Solgaleo in the game right now? Well, let's have a look at its base stats. It has a max CP of 4570, which is a really good start, a max attack of 255, defense of 191, and a really good HP stat of 264. So off the bat, it's a pretty good start. The great thing about Solgaleo is have a look at its resistances. It resists up to 10 different types, which I think is incredible. Its fast attacks are going to be Fire Spin and Zen Headbutt. Its charge attacks are going to be Flamethrower, Solar Beam, Psychic Fangs, which is a really good charging move, as well as Iron Head. But what do these stats and what do these moves mean for this Pokemon as a raid attacker as well as in PvP? Well, as a Psychic type, it's not even breaking into the top 70, which is very disappointing. As a Steel type, it's barely breaking into the top 50, which, to be honest, this is a little bit of a surprise. I thought this Pokemon would be doing better. However, in the Master League right now, it's currently hovering around the top 40, which is still a solid pick, but overall, I was expecting better. Unfortunately for Solgaleo, it is the fused form of it with Necrozma, which is Duskmane Necrozma, which is going to be the much better pick to go after. We did have these in raids during the Road of Legends event where we can get energy for that Pokemon as well. It is a much better Steel and Psychic type attacker than Solgaleo, but again, with Solgaleo having a shiny release, that's probably the reason to go after it. If you guys want to know the 100% IVs, it's going to be 2310 in non-weather boosted weather, but in weather boosted weather, it's going to be 2887, and that's going to be in windy or snowy weather because of its Psychic and Steel typing. What Mega Raids are going down this week? Well guys, Mega Sceptile until the 21st will be in Mega Raids. Mega Sceptile is an incredible Pokemon in Pokemon GO. Let's have a look at its base stats again. A max CP of 4585, an attack value of 320, which is really good, and defense of 186, and a stamina of 172. So it's a little bit of a glassy Pokemon, but just purely because of its typing, which is Dragon and Grass, as well as the movesets it gets, guys, it becomes the best Grass type attacker in the game, and even as a Dragon type, it's breaking into the top 25. That is incredibly impressive. Of course, getting this Pokemon to Mega level 3 as well is going to boost candies for Dragon, as well as Grass types, one of the best Megas in the game, undoubtedly. But what will be replacing it? On Wednesday at 10 AM on the 22nd, it looks like Mega Salamence will be coming into the game again. Mega Salamence, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated Pokemon. People would just say, well, why don't you just use Mega RAYQUAZA? Honestly speaking, a lot of people still don't have a really good Mega RAYQUAZA, especially if it's a Hundo. But just to show you what I'm talking about, let's have a look at Mega Salamence's base stats. It has a max CP of 5688, which is one of the highest in the game, very good, an attack value of over 300 sitting at 310, defense of 251, very good, and a stamina of 216, which to be honest is its worst stat, but still well above average. It is weak to 4 different types, which is a little bit annoying for this typing, but it also resists 6 different typings. Its fast attacks are going to be Bite, Dragon Tail, and Fire Fang, and its charge attacks are Crunch, Brutal Swing, Outrage, which will require an elite charge TM. You can see Draco Meteor, Fire Blast, Hydro Pump, but it also recently got access to Fly in the last year or so. I'm going to show you what this does to this Pokemon. What Fly does is that it makes this Pokemon the top 5, the 5th best flying type attacker in the game, and as a Dragon type with Outrage, it's still breaking into the top 10 in the 7th spot. Incredibly underrated Pokemon, it hits tremendously hard, and to be honest, it charges that Outrage pretty fast as well. Still think Mega Salamence is very worth going after. We can't finish the raids off though until we talk about our 5-star Shadow Raid boss for the rest of the month, which is going to be Shadow Palkia. As of when this video gets released, guys, you're literally going to have less than 10 days to get this done. Try and get this Pokemon for the following reasons. Its max CP is sitting at a really respectable figure at 4512, its attack value is sitting at 280, defense of 215, a stamina of 180. 289. Remember though, because this is a Shadow Pokemon get an increase on their attack by 20%, but their defense decreases by 20%. So that 280 on attack is actually going to be a little bit higher. So what does this mean as a water type? Well, it looks like it is breaking into the top 15 water type attackers in the game, which is very impressive. And as a dragon type, it's breaking to the top 15, sitting in the 12th spot. I still think these shadows, Shadow Dialga as well as Shadow Palkia, are very good shadows in the game. Underrated, but it probably shines best in the Master League, currently hovering around the top 15, top 17. Still a really good Pokemon to go after. That shiny rate is going to be 1 in 20 as well. Back to our calendar again, there's a couple things we need to mention on this particular Thursday. Let's kick off with GBL Thursdays. You can complete up to 10 sets per day, which is 50 battles on that day alone, but at 4 times Stardust rewards. Guys, the regular track, including that premium track, can really ship out some really good Stardust gains, but on top of that, we asked you last week to show some Pokemon that people have been getting from the reward track, especially at higher tiers. We've seen things like Zapdos come through, Groudons come through, Zacians come through. This is one of the easiest ways you can get really rare legendary Pokemon coming from these GBL tracks, and it's completely free, guys. All you need to do is just play the game. Very underrated. And the other big thing we need to mention on Thursday, which is going to be happening from 6 to 7 p.m. on that day, is going to be the Spotlight Hour featuring Eevee, which is incredible. Eevee is going to be spawning all over your map for a total of an hour, and the bonus there is going to be 2 times catch candy. So unfortunately, because of the Go Pass already happening during the Ultra Unlock event, this isn't going to be stacking together, so it's going to stay at 2 times catch candy. That being said, it's a perfect opportunity to get as many Eevee candies as you possibly can. There are currently 8 different evolutions out there. Some of the top ones, for example, are going to be Sylveon. That's one of the better budget fairy type attackers in the game, and even in the Master League, it can put in some work for you. With Eevee going into Glaceon, it is still one of the better budget ice type attackers in the game because it does get access to Ice Beam, and Pokemon like Umbreon in the Go Battle League, specifically in the Great League and Ultra League, from time to time can really be a really good bulky Pokemon to use. So guys, all of those evolutions are available, especially if you don't have them in your decks. If you want to get Glaceon, you need to evolve next to a Glacial Lure module. If you want to get Leafeon, you need to evolve next to a Mossy Lure module. If you just evolve Eevee naturally, you will see a question mark there. That means it can randomly evolve into either Flareon, Vaporeon, or Jolteon. In order to get Umbreon or Espeon, you need to set Eevee as your buddy, and you need to walk 10 kilometers and earn 2 candies, and then you can evolve Espeon during the day, and you can evolve into Umbreon at night. Back to our calendar again, moving on to Friday the 24th. The one thing we really need to worry about on this day, probably only, is going to be Friendship Friday. We've just had GoFest Global, even the in-person events. We also have this Ultra Unlock this week where you can potentially be getting starter Pokemon that are shiny with a special background as well. These are the perfect days to trade Pokemon. Let me explain why. Every single day in Pokemon Go, you can do 100 trades per day. But on Friday, every single trade, you're going to get a guaranteed 2 XL candy per trade. Trades are going to cost 20% less Stardust. We can make up to 3 special trades on that day, which is very, very important for the thing I've just mentioned. We've got all those legendaries ready to trade for this next reason, which is going to be every single one of those trades have an increased chance of becoming lucky. We've seen up to 19, 20 Pokemon out of the 100 trades go lucky. Remember, a lucky Pokemon has a base floor of 12, 12, 12, like you can see on this Torchic on screen right now. This was a lucky trade where I got the base floor, but getting the base floor is pretty much the same odds as getting a hundo. So it has a 1 in 64 chance, which means all those legendaries that are shiny with a special background now have a much higher chance of becoming lucky. And if it is lucky, you have a huge chance of getting that Schlundo with a special background. Make sure to trade your Pokemon. Very, very underrated. Let's move on. If we have a look at our calendar again, you can see on the 25th, we have a very special day, which is a limited time event, which is going to be called Ozone Ascent. This is going to be happening on Saturday the 25th at 10 a.m., running until the very next day, Sunday at 8 p.m. local time. So you only have 2 days to do this. This day is going to be featuring RAYQUAZA, but only in a timed research only. All trainers will get access to a free timed research where we can get 1 meteorite. The reason why meteorite's very important is that the only way to mega evolve RAYQUAZA is that it needs to learn the move Dragon Ascent. The only way it can learn the move Dragon Ascent is if you place a meteorite upon this Pokemon, then you can mega evolve it. During this time research as well, we can also earn mega energy for mega RAYQUAZA, but on top of that, we will get 1 encounter with RAYQUAZA per 1 account. The 100% IV for RAYQUAZA coming from timed research is going to be 1643 CP. If trainers want to take this one step further, there is going to be a timed research ticket for a total cost of $5 where you can pretty much get double the rewards as you would have got for free. So if you did buy the ticket, you're pretty much going to get another meteorite, more Rayquaza Mega Energy, including another encounter with Rayquaza that of course can be shiny as well, like it can be for the free Rayquaza. What we're going to do to explain this day in a little bit more depth is that we're going to release a separate video, most likely coming out on Tuesday night. Pay attention to that. Let's get back to our calendar again, moving on to Sunday, and it's a big day because Scopely has announced very recently, in fact, that globally everyone will get a makeup day for the Sunday of Global Go Fest, where there were some technical issues as well as confusion. What this effectively means is that we're getting a full rerun of that Sunday, and they've even added a compensation on top of this to make life a little bit easier. Trainers on this day would have got 9 free raid passes, but on this day they're getting an extra 3 as compensation, so we get a total of 12 free raid passes. Premier balls will be more effective catching these legendary Pokemon from raids. There will be no remote raid limit from Saturday, July 25th at 1 p.m. PDT time all the way until Sunday at midnight PDT time, and the link charge cap will increase to 2,000. Please bear in mind, if you did purchase that Road of Legends Deluxe Go Pass, the bonuses are still going to apply when it comes to Stardust and XP. You're going to get an additional 5,000 XP for completing these raid battles. You're going to get an additional 3 candy for completing 5-star raids or higher, as well as 1 additional XL candy for completing 5-star raids or higher. All of the 5-star bosses we're going to go through now will have a potential to have that special background. In 1-star raids, we can see Pikachu wearing the Team Mystic, Instinct, as well as Valor hat. The first habitat on that Sunday is going to be the Earthforged Domain from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's going to be featuring the Megas of Mega Metagross, Mega Garchomp, and Mega Audino. For the 5-star raids are going to be Regirock, Regice, Registeel, Origin Form, Dialga and Palkia, Heatran, Regigigas, Tornadus Incarnate and Therian, Thundurus Incarnate and Therian, Landorus Incarnate and Therian, Regieleki, Regidrago, Enamorus Incarnate and Therian. The Verdant Anomaly will be taking place from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. The Mega raids are going to be Mega Beedrill, Mega Pinsir, Mega Sceptile. The 5-star raids are going to be Deoxys in its attack, defense, normal, and speed form, Genesect in its base form, Burn, Chill, Douse, and Shock drives. All of the Tapus, all of the Ultra Beasts, but Nihilego, Guzzlord, and Necrozma will be spawning globally, but Buzzwole will be spawning in the Americas and Greenland only. Pheromosa will be in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa and India. Xurkitree will be in Asia Pacific. Celesteela will be in the Southern Hemisphere, Kartana Northern Hemisphere, Stakataka Eastern Hemisphere, Blacephalon Western Hemisphere. And the last habitat on that Sunday is going to be the Twilight Battlefield from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. The Mega raids will be Mega Tyranitar, Mega Gardevoir, and Mega Lucario. And 5-star raids we can see Latias, Latios, Cresselia, Darkrai, Cobalion, Terrakion, Virizion, Zacian, and Zamazenta in its Hero of Many Battles form. What this also means for Sunday is that Mega Mewtwo Y will be returning to Super Mega raids for the entire day, because that is the Sunday that was affected, which means you can get energy, which is going to be between 350 and 450 energy per raid. Remember guys, you need to have at least 10 trainers with 10 Mega Evolved Pokemon in the lobby. Try and have this Mega Pokemon in your last slot. Once the shields come up, your Pokemon will automatically come in. Remember to break those shields. A lot of people have been complaining that not a lot of people understand this. You need to have 1 Mega Pokemon to break 1 shield. There are 10 shields to break. Make life easier for everyone, please. When it comes to Mega Mewtwo Y, once you defeat it, you will then get an encounter with Mewtwo. That 100% IV is going to be 2387 CP, but the weather boosted 100% IV in windy weather, because of its psychic typing, is going to be 2984. And remember, this Mewtwo can also have the potential to have its own special background. Once it's Mega Evolved, that background will then become interactive. All of the Habitat raid bosses will be spawning until 7 p.m, but I'm not sure if the wild spawns are going to be correlating with those habitats as well. But please remember that we have to talk about Scenic Sunday. Remember, because we're going to be in the middle of that Ultra Unlock, and at this point it's going to be 10 times catch XP with all of the starter Pokemon. A lot of them have pretty easy, excellent throws, but why it's so powerful to play on Sunday is that more Pokemon will be boosted in the wild. If you pop an incense, there's going to be more Pokemon boosted off incenses, especially when you walk on routes, and you can also encounter Mateo 3 times on that day as well, which gives you another chance to walk routes to earn some of those Zygarde cells. You could potentially open that gift to get a Scatterbug encounter from another region to chip away at that Vivillon medal. But while all of that's going on, you're going to have 10 times catch XP, boosted incense spawns, boosted root spawns, as well as everything in the wild that is your day to really play this event hard. Trust me, Scenic Sunday is going to really pay dividends for you. The 10th anniversary Ultra Unlock event is going to be live. There's a potential for free Pokecoins as well. Please make sure to check out this video above me right now. And like I said, when that RAYQUAZA video comes out for the Ozone Ascent this weekend, we will drop that and leave it above me here as well. I love you guys. Go with us. Please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. The channel is growing all the time. I know I say it, but to be honest, we literally don't have this without your support. Keep watching, keep doing everything, and hype this video so we can send it as far as wide as possible to help all the other trainers out there. Love you. Go with us. Catch you in the next one, baby. Shh.